You ever wonder why she ghosted the guy who adored her, but keeps chasing the one who barely lifts a finger? It's not about how good you are to her. It's about how you make her feel about herself in your presence. The truth is, she doesn't fall for the man who gives her everything. She falls for the one who doesn't do these three specific things, because each of them touches something primal, psychological, sexual. In this video, I'm going to rip the mask off female desire and show you exactly why. The guy who does less ends up being the one she wants more. And once you understand these three truths, you won't have to impress her. You'll simply become the one she can't stop thinking about. Let's begin. 1. The more he ignores her, the wetter she gets. There's a brutal truth most men don't want to hear. The more available you are, the less she feels. The more you try, the drier she becomes. But the man who doesn't react, who doesn't chase, who doesn't flinch, who doesn't explain himself, he's the one her body remembers. Because indifference isn't just cold. To a woman's subconscious, it's erotic. Let's get one thing straight. We're not talking about ghosting. We're talking about presence without pursuit. He's there, but he's not available. He's watching, observing, silent. And that silence, it pulls her in. Why? Because every other man is chasing her shadow. He's flooding her phone. He's begging for a reply. He's offering her what she didn't ask for. But this man, the one who ignores her games, her moods, her bait, he's the outlier. He becomes the challenge. And nothing turns her on more than a man she can't figure out. See, women are not attracted to what's easy. They're attracted to what makes them feel. The unknown, the uncertain, the emotionally dangerous. She doesn't get wet because you sent her roses. She gets wet because you stared at her for 4 seconds longer than you should have, and then turned your back like she didn't matter. Now she's thinking about you in the shower, wondering why you didn't bite the bait. She wants validation, yes. But more than that, she wants to earn it. And if you give it too soon, you rob her of the tension that turns her on. It's not logical. It's chemical. It's biological. Female arousal is triggered through psychological uncertainty, not direct reward, not stability, not even handsomeness. It's in the gap, the space between what she wants and what she's not getting. That's where the fantasy lives. And when you ignore her, with discipline, not disrespect, you feed that fantasy. You say, I'm not impressed. You say, you're not special yet. You say, earn my attention like I'm earning your curves. That's when she changes. That's when the texts come quicker. The tone softens. She starts using exclamation points. She double texts. And finally, she submits. Because when you stop chasing her, she starts chasing the feeling of being desired by someone who isn't already hers. That's the paradox. The guy who worships her? Nice. Sweet. Forgettable. But the man who pulls back, who gives her space to fantasize, that man becomes a story. And don't think she's unaware of this dynamic. She'll test you, ignore you, pretend to move on. But it's all theater, because her emotions aren't in the performance. They're in the audience, watching you, wondering, why the hell isn't he reacting? She's used to control, used to power. But when you don't respond to her beauty like every other man, you take that power away. And in that vacuum, desire is born. You're no longer a man. You're a puzzle. You're a crack in her ego. You're the guy who doesn't fall in line. And that, my friend, that's sexier than anything money can buy. So next time you want to reply fast, don't. Next time she gives you attitude, laugh. Next time she pulls away, let her go. Because women don't fantasize about the guy who's always there. They fantasize about the guy who's always just out of reach. And when her mind can't catch you, her body starts to crave you. 2. He keeps her guessing, so she keeps coming. There's something about him that she can't decode. And that drives her insane in the most addictive way. He's not mysterious because he's hiding something. He's mysterious because he doesn't need to be understood. And in a world where most men overshare, overtalk, and over-explain, he keeps her guessing. That uncertainty, it's not a flaw, it's foreplay. Because here's the truth no one tells you. Women fall harder for the man they don't fully understand. The one who makes them question, the one who makes them wonder. Why hasn't he called? What's he thinking? Is he seeing someone else? Did I say too much? When she starts asking those questions, you've already entered her mind. And once you're in her mind, her body follows. See, most guys make the mistake of trying to be clear. They think, if I just tell her how I feel, if I just prove I'm different, if I just show her I care. But women don't fall for explanations. They fall for tension, for ambiguity, for the gap between desire and certainty. That's where her fantasy lives. And that's where he, the man who keeps her guessing, sets up camp. She keeps coming back, not because he gave her answers, but because he didn't. She replays conversations with him in her head. She overanalyzes his silences. She stalks his socials looking for signs. All because he never gave her closure. He gave her curiosity. Understand this. Women are addicted to emotional highs, and no drug hits harder than the unknown. When she knows everything about you, she stops fantasizing. When she's certain of how you feel, she stops chasing. But when you're unpredictable, when you show flashes of desire, then pull back. When you laugh at her questions and leave her hanging just enough, that's not toxic. That's erotic psychology. It's the kind of mental chess that drives her wild. Because you're not giving her a fairy tale, you're giving her a riddle. And riddles get remembered. Now don't get it twisted. This isn't about being fake. It's about being unapologetically in control of your energy, of not handing over your inner world just because she's curious. You are not a page in a book. You're a locked diary. And every time she turns the page and finds nothing, she wants more. And when she can't figure you out, she starts working harder for your attention. She sends longer texts. She dresses differently. She tries to say the right thing. She adjusts. For you, that's what happens when you don't play the game. You become the game. Now let's go deeper. Women aren't just turned on by the mystery of a man. They're turned on by the emotional authority that comes with it. A man who doesn't explain himself is saying, "You don't need to understand me to be in my world." That's power. And power to a feminine woman is an aphrodisiac. It's not that he's cold. It's that he's calm. It's not that he's hiding something. It's that not everything needs to be shared. He's whole, he's grounded, and his value isn't up for discussion. That's rare. And women are drawn to what's rare, even if it frustrates them, especially if it frustrates them. So while every other man is flooding her with attention, paragraphs, explanations, and just wanted to check in messages, he stays still, unmoved, focused on his purpose, letting her emotions chase him instead. She keeps coming not because he pulls her, but because he never chased in the first place. He's not a mystery to manipulate her. He's a man who knows. The moment she's sure of him, the game is over. But when she's unsure, when she's caught in the spiral of doubt and desire, she's hooked, willingly, eagerly, wet, because he keeps her guessing. And that means she still cares. 3. He doesn't beg for her time. She texts, he waits, she calls. He doesn't drop everything. She plans, and he schedules her in. This isn't arrogance, it's self-respect. And that self-respect is the ultimate aphrodisiac. Here's the raw truth. When a man begs for her attention, he communicates need. Need is the enemy of desire. It screams, "I'm incomplete without you." And no woman falls for a man who places his whole identity in her hands. But the man she can't resist? He's the one who treats her time like a rare commodity. Because, in his mind, his life, his purpose, comes first. She's invited into that world, not demanded to fill it. Imagine this. She texts, "Hey, you free?" He shoots back, "Busy until 8. Let's meet then." Simple, calm, unapologetic. She feels something immediate. A flash of lust, a pang of curiosity, and a spark of respect. Why? Because he doesn't chase her clock. He owns his own. When she realizes she can't bend his schedule at will, she starts calculating. Why is he booked? Is he seeing someone else? Does he value other things more than me? That uncertainty stokes her desire, because she craves importance, not as a constant, but as a reward. And when he finally frees up his time for her, she treasures it. It's no longer just a hangout, it's a prize. This dynamic runs deeper than mere logistics. Time is life. By not begging for her time, he signals that his life has meaning, purpose beyond her orbit. And that makes her feel secondary, yet special when she earns her slot. It's an erotic power play. The man who gives you everything on demand is predictable. The man who withholds selectively becomes sacred. In the space where she waits, she builds fantasies. What will he wear? How will he touch me? Will he value our moments together? In those fantasies lies true obsession. Think back to every time she's been infatuated. It wasn't with Mr. Available 24/7. It was with the man who made her work for his time. Because in that work, she invested desire, imagination, emotion. And investment breeds ownership. When she invests in seeing you, she owns part of you. She remembers the anticipation, the butterflies, the pulse in her throat. That memory becomes a drug she chases, long after the date ends. Here's how to wield this Stoic secret. Guard your hours. Calendar is sacred. Block time for work, for growth, for solitude. If she asks to join, fine. If not, not your problem. Offer options, not excuses. I'm tied up until Friday evening. Would dinner Friday at 9 work? See how that feels. She'll recalibrate her world to include you. Stay engaged, but not at her beck and call. A brief, sounds good text is enough. No essay of apologies, no grovel. Use silence as a tool. If she pings you twice, resist. Hold off. Let her imagination run wild. Reward her commitment. When she adjusts her plans for you, make the experience unforgettable. The length of her wait should equal the intensity of your presence. Be warned, this isn't cruelty. It's selective generosity. A true Stoic man gives without expectation, but doesn't give everything on demand. Women sense this. They feel the difference between a man who lives for her and one who lives beside her. One begs for her scraps of attention. The other offers his prime moments as a gift. And women don't just fall for gifts. They cherish them. They cling to the memory of that first evening he carved out for her. That first time she saw him side by side with his ambitions. That moment when she realized she's admired, not entitled. That realization, it turns infatuation into obsession. So next time she asks, "What are you doing tonight?" Don't reply instantly. Pause. Consider your options. Then answer on your own terms. Because the man who doesn't beg for her time is the man who earns her devotion. Now be honest. If you've ever chased a woman who pulled away, comment, "Never again." Because today you just saw why that never works. If you've ever stayed silent, held your ground, and she came crawling back, comment, "It worked." Because that's the energy she craves. Let's see where you stand. Drop your line, claim your growth. And if this video hit deeper than you expected, like, subscribe, and share this with a man who needs to wake up. Because the guys who do less get more. And the ones who understand women don't need to chase them.